Hey guys, welcome to the Blind Way podcast. We're back again with more topics of drugs and sex.
You're leaving out the most important one, Aaron.
I said sex.
Coco Puffs.
I'm Eric.
I'm Shane. I'm Calvin.
And we're continuing with these questions. I felt like we had a good time with these questions last time.
Yeah.
There wasn't enough sexual questions.
There were not.
There's something about Hitler and turtles, and that one felt awkward.
That was the only sexual one.
Yeah.
Okay, so I said we just jump right into the next question. You are watching a movie in a crowded theater.
Oh.
Though the plot is mediocre, you find yourself dazzled by the special effects. But with 20 minutes left in the film, you are struck with an undeniable feeling of doom. You are suddenly certain your mother has just died. There is no logical reason for this to be true, but you are certain of it. You are overtaken with the irrational metaphysical sense that somewhere your mom has just perished. But this is only an intuitive feeling. There is no evidence of this, and your mother has not been ill. Would you immediately exit the theater, or would you finish watching the movie?
I've always kind of trusted my instincts when those kind of things. So yeah, I would immediately try to find out.
So you would it's a mediocre movie, but you're finding
If it was a really good movie, I'd still do it.
I'm liking the movie.
What was Star Wars?
Aaron's actually considering.
Star Wars 8.
I think I'd stay.
Yeah, I mean, there's no evidence of it.
It does specify that it's an irrational feeling.
It's only an intuitive feeling, but there's no evidence of this, and your mother is not ill. Like, right now, my mother is ill. So if I had that feeling, even though normally I'd be like, no, it's just a weird, strange feeling, I'd be like, no, I'm going to finish the movie. Now, I'd probably just irrationally jump out and go make sure, you know?
I'd go just make a phone call
But
from
if
it.
if it's this question, I'm going to say no, because I have a lot of feelings all the time that I don't.
Now, my feeling is that
act on.
I have a feeling that she's already dead, right?
That she's perished.
Okay.
You feel like your mother has died.
I'd finish the movie.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to bring her
I
back.
can't do anything. I might as well enjoy the last 20 minutes.
what she would
and
want.
then go be sad. It's not like I'm going to get them like, oh, and then because I got there, I saved her life or something.
Yeah.
She's already gone.
I mean, the thing about it also that you have to think about is, like, even though there's no evidence, if you feel that is the truth, would that tarnish the rest of the movie?
That's the thing.
Trying to watch that.
Well, I don't think I care because it's mediocre and there's no reason for me to really care that much anyway.
But you're thoroughly enjoying the special effects, though. Would that alter your feeling on the matter if you tried to push it out of your mind?
No.
Doesn't it say it's like an overwhelming kind of feeling?
Yeah.
So it's like
you are overtaken with the irrational metaphysical sense.
So you probably won't be able to enjoy the movie. I mean, it would be nothing for me to make a 2-minute phone call, walk back. You know what I mean?
Miss 2 minutes of the
walk
movie.
back out.
It's the last part of it too.
It's not a good plot, at least.
It's not a plot dense movie.
Yeah, it's not a plot dense movie. It's only special effects. You can watch special effects again.
There's 20 minutes left in the film, so you're in the third act.
Yeah.
So there's probably the best special effects at this time.
Honestly, I would compare this with like feelings of deja vu. Like if you have a really bad feeling of not bad, but like really strong sense of deja vu, like, oh my gosh, I've dreamt this, or I've been here before. It's just a misfire in your brain. You really haven't. You just think you have, you know? So you can spend a lot of time being like, holy shit, I can dream the future, or something like that.
I'm pretty sure I had.
But you haven't. It's a misfire in the brain.
Sure I did once.
But I would probably compare it with that and just be like, no, I don't think so. I'll just finish the movie.
Yeah, I finished the movie.
I've always trusted my instincts, and I've always been glad I have. When it comes to, like, cops.
A rational metaphysical sense?
When it comes to, like, I'm very sure there's a cop around this corner. I'm going to stop right now.
What were the two options of, like...
How many times have you thought there was a cop around the corner and there wasn't?
Not as often as I've been right.
You gotta start creating this journal.
A lot of times
you got this cop sense about you.
No, it's not that. Like, when it's come to my relationships...
Eric needs that.
When it's come to relationships, I'm like, I have a feeling something's going on right now. And I'll just go fucking drive over there, kick open the door, and I'm right.
But usually when you have those kind of feelings and you are right, you're not counting all the times you've had the feelings and either didn't investigate or you were wrong. You know, it's the same thing like when people have like a great coincidence and they say there's no way that can be a coincidence. It's too amazing for it to be a coincidence. But just statistically, everybody's going to have a coincidence a couple of times in their life. You know?
Inexplicable coincidence. Yeah.
Like with 7 billion people on the planet, like statistically, there's got to be like 100 people having like an amazing coincidence right now. You know what I'm saying? There's sheer fucking numbers.
Yeah.
I've always been glad I trusted my gut, so I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
I'll make a 2-minute phone call if I'm wrong.
Well, wait, what were the two options?
Would you immediately exit the theater, or would you finish watching the movie?
Oh, we did exit. We live in cell phones, baby. When this book come out, I'd fucking make a text or a phone call.
In the theater.
Bother me beside you.
If it's a mediocre movie, I might be the only one in there.
No, it's packed
If
full.
it's packed full. If you turned that light on and you were fucking dead, I was like, what the hell are you doing? He's like, I think my mom died. I'm like, why? He's like, just feel it. I'd be mad.
Like, shut up. You're an idiot.
I don't even feel bad if we in fact got out and your mom had died.
Yeah.
I'd be like, at the funeral being like, he knew. I didn't. I made him stay. The movie was good.
Now, if it was like, I feel like if it was something where it's along the lines of, I have a feeling that my mom is dying.
Yeah.
Like in her last moments or something like that, I'd probably like go make sure.
Yeah.
But if I just feel like, she's dead, I'd finish the movie.
I don't know if I can follow you there. But when it comes to the irrational feeling of just thinking your mom was dead, like there's no evidence.
Well, no,
of
it's
that.
an irrational. I feel like what I'm saying is like, if the irrational fear was that she's dying right now,
Yeah.
I might want to find out. If the irrational fear is just that she's already dead, I feel like that's irrational. And if she is dead, there's nothing I can do. If it's an irrational fear of like she could be, I think she's dying right now.
You could
go find out.
You had 20 minutes of the movie. That's 20 minutes that you could spend rushing to the side of your family.
Yes, if she is dying.
No, she's dead. Like, wouldn't people need comfort from a dead relative?
Yeah, but they're not dying. That's how I always gotta look
They
at
can
it.
get comfort in 20 minutes.
I'm with kind of there. I mean, if she's dead, she's dead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay. I don't agree with that one. But
Yeah, I don't either.
But anyway, so I would say that I would finish the movie. Shane, you wouldn't, Calvin?
I would at least.
I would make sure
a call.
I wouldn't have to walk out and just leave and drive somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And a part of me thinks I would get a text nowadays. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
I mean, if something happened.
No, something didn't happen. You just think something's happened.
You irrationally think something has happened.
Just into your head, it pops like, what if my mom's dead right now?
Yeah. And then you look at your phone, like there's no text, there's no call, there's nothing like.
There's
I think
no
she's dead.
supporting evidence.
So like if me and Shane were seeing the movie and you guys got up and left for 2 minutes and came back, I'm like, what was that? You'd be like, oh, my mom was dead. Like,
I just wouldn't tell anybody.
I go to the bathroom.
Because you're just wrong. You just wouldn't tell anybody.
And then
of course.
So
then
when you make this,
it would never be said so that it never went against his gut.
okay, who do you call?
Huh?
You call your mom?
I'd probably call my brother or my dad.
So you call your dad and he's like,
I would say,
Shane, what? What do you want? What do you say?
Well, I would just say, I just want to see how you and mom were, and I see how grandma was. And, oh, okay. I see how grandma was. You go, you need to call her more often. I don't know how she's not dead yet. She's going to be dead, and I'm going to say, I told you so. That's what he always tells me.
So, you don't want to call your mom because she'll keep talking. You won't get back to the movie.
My dad doesn't want to talk to me.
All right, I love you, Dad. All right.
He hangs up.
Okay. Shane, do you want to go?
Read the next
Number 12.
You meet a wizard in downtown Chicago. That's where Jimmy Mack is.
Yes, it is.
The wizard tells you he can make you more attractive if you pay him money. When you ask, yeah, I wouldn't do it. When you ask how this process works, the wizard points to a random person on the street. You look at this random stranger. The wizard says, I will now make them $1 more attractive. He waves his magic wand. Ostensibly, this person does not change at all. As far as you can tell, nothing is different. But somehow this person is suddenly a little more appealing. The tangible difference is invisible to the naked eye. But you can't deny this person is vaguely sexier. This wizard has a weird rule. You can only pay him once. You can't keep giving him money until you're satisfied. You can only pay him a one lump sum up front. How much cash do you give the wizard?
So wait, I can tell the person has become more attractive.
You can't tell why, but you have a vague sense of like they are more attractive than they were just a minute ago.
I can completely buy that because, like, I mean, I'll take 2 pictures of the same person and change one a little bit, and I'll show one to someone for 1 second. And say, which one looks better? And they go, it'll be the one that I changed. And they're looking at, and then I'll hand it both to them. Like, I can't tell why. It's because maybe I'll make their face more symmetrical. I'll make the whites of their eyes slightly wider. And they can't tell. So I can understand, like, a $1 he changes something. You know what I mean? But it doesn't fuck with your perception.
It's not a matter of the picture being like, find the hidden differences. It's the person like is, they're walking, they're changing, they're looking around, like.
It's like based on imperceptible differences.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's only because it's only $1. But maybe.
Well, I'm just saying, like, could this be a fucking scam and this wizard's working with this stranger and he, like, turns and, like, fucking fixes his hair and turns back around? Like, hey,
I think we're going to go by the fact
I'm not
that...
paying attention, you know?
I think we're going to go by the fact that this is a wizard in downtown Chicago.
No, I think what they're saying is, like, do you believe it's a wizard, right? Because if it was a fucking wizard, then
what
yeah,
was
I'd
the
give him
final
money.
question?
No.
How much do you give him, right?
Yeah, how much in cash do you give him? One-time payment. It doesn't say that you can't ask him if
So we have to assume
the differences
that this
and
is
the dollar
real.
amount is linear. Yeah, it is actually a wizard, and he tells you he can make you more attractive if you pay him money.
And he gives that... And he
That
changes,
is true.
and-
All
So
you have to
$1
decide,
worth
yeah.
of this magic attraction ability or whatever is barely noticeable. So I'd have to give a large amount to be very noticeable.
$23.
Or he's saying, give me as much as you feel like, and I will improve you that much. That's as much as he can do, possibly. But you would still pay him $1,000 to get that nearly
So
imperceptible
you're saying there's like a
improvement.
ceiling for his powers.
There might be.
Bro,
He may only be able to improve that person
I wanna
by
get
that dollar amount.
I don't know.
But you have to choose how much you give him. You have to take the chance whether he can actually make you $1,000 more attractive,
I go the fucking...
whether you would
I
pay
get a
him
surgeon for that.
$1,000.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but it's not.
And you make you taller though. Surgeons can't do that.
Well, as I say, if you make me taller, then I fucking pay
what I'm
$1,000.
saying.
I pay $1,000, Eric. $1,000.
For how? Okay.
Now, see, one of the things it says on here too is you can only pay him once. You can't keep giving him money until you're satisfied.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there is going to be a difference then, right?
There has to be, but we're not meant to know what changed about that person, so we don't know how much a dollar is worth. Right? Like
It's enough for you to notice the person's more sexier.
My first thought
Right away.
is $25, but I like the number 23 better, so I'm thinking I'm going to get paid $23.
Jim Carrey does too.
Yeah.
I guess for me, a lot of the stuff that I'm unhappy with my body, I feel like I can improve myself. But I'd be nice to be taller.
he doesn't necessarily mean like, well, what do you want? You want like an extra inch?
I know. That's what I'm
Taller.
saying. It would be,
Yeah,
of course.
Calvin. I saw that glimmer in your eye.
there was no glimmer.
There will be differences though, right?
It's going to be a positive difference. You just don't get to choose what it is.
No. But if the height is what's going to make you more attractive,
Yeah.
that may be one thing that you end up getting.
Universally
It's gonna make
agreed
this person-
upon characteristics of attractiveness.
Yeah, well, yeah, I would say like $1. It takes like, okay, what's the first priority thing that needs to be fixed on this person to make them more attractive?
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
Like,
maybe it'd be the
it's-
least priority thing for like. You know,
Does he take debit card? Because I don't carry cash. I'm fucked.
It just says one lump sum.
You can only pay him once. You can probably come back, right?
You can only pay him one lump sum up front.
Yeah, I don't think you can come back in 5 minutes or 5 years.
You probably can.
It doesn't specify that you can't.
It says one lump sum up front.
Yeah.
That's all it says.
They're saying you can just keep paying them more money.
No.
That's not
No,
what we're
that's
saying.
not
We're
all
saying
they
Single
said.
lump sum.
one lump sum up.
What he's
front.
saying is like, I want to pay this guy a fucking $1,000 so I can get 1,000 attractive points.
So
So I
I'm
don't
gonna-
have $1,000.
So I'm gonna go get $1,000.
So wizard, stay here until I get my $1,000.
and I'll come back and give you
I'm
$1,000.
not paying him.
Yeah.
Yet. I'm gonna get my $1,000.
Yeah.
Come back, and if he's fucking gone, you know
Well, no matter what, I say
Well,
$1,000.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like, what do you?
So
what are you saying?
that does us going to go get money to pay the wizard one time. There's nothing in here that says you can't do that.
Yeah.
Well,
At
I
all.
think that's duh.
That's what you were arguing.
Yeah.
You're arguing
That's
that
what
you
you're
can
arguing
pay him a lump
against.
sum now and then pay him more later after enough time.
No, not at all.
We never brought that up at all.
All right.
Maybe he'll help you with your comprehension. Maybe make you more attractive.
Maybe.
I thought it was just because Eric was like, "Well, I don't carry dollars. I have to go to the ATM."
Yeah.
Like, that's
I thought
fine.
he was joking.
You can go. No, he does. I don't carry dollars.
No, like if this guy's like pay me money, I'm like I got a debit card.
He's a wizard.
What he's got? Does he have one of those fucking?
He's got
things
a
you put in
portable
his phone?
ATM. He's got a square reader.
There's nothing about him being a wizard that makes me assume, well, he can take a debit.
He just swipes along his wand.
Yeah.
I'm sure he does. He's got a little swiper in there.
I would give him
Swiper, no swiping.
$23.
23.
If I felt for sure that he actually made the other person attractive and it was because of him and not some kind of fucking trick or trying to take my money, it'd be whatever's in my account minus rent and bills for the next month.
So as much as you could possibly give him at the time.
Yes.
See, I
Why
think-
not?
I think that's what this question.
Why not? Yeah.
I think this question is all gearing around like, how much do you think that your person needs to improve, kind of thing, maybe.
I don't think my person needs to improve at all because I like what I am now. But if I could, why not? Who gives a shit?
Yeah, that's my thing. Like, I mean, in my head, I got this number in my head,
Unless he
$1,000.
Unless he made me more attractive to men or something. Like gay men, gay bears. So like, he looks real good now. But women are like, I don't like it.
Male
And
bears.
I paid this gay wizard. You know what I'm saying? I just can't trust. I don't know if I can trust wizards. So I don't know.
You don't trust Harry?
It doesn't restrict you asking for references of his
I
previous
know
work.
probably attractive men because you can use it to put yourselves in better standings in society. You know what I mean? What if we can influence Hollywood producers with our looks and charisma and say, hey, here's money to go make a fucking Star Wars movie.
Well, I might as well become a wizard, and that's how you get the money, making people attractive.
Maybe you get like $100,000.
I mean, if you have that, you have that,
I mean,
you
that's
have that
like-
much money, you don't need attraction.
That's like the classic, 3 wishes from a genie. What do you wish for? And you just wish to be a genie.
No.
That way you can give yourself.
Have you
as many-
seen Aladdin?
You
No.
wish to be a free genie.
Well,
Damn
yeah,
it,
that's
Calvin.
what I mean.
You had to say free.
Yeah, but you
would
would have said that. You would have
You would have fucking.
Dead.
The Bible would have sent you some fucking handcuffs, and you'd be stuck in that lamp.
Tiny little bit of living space.
Shane, you said $1,000?
I mean, I don't know, I guess I'd talk to my wife, and I got to think about, like, well, fucking my kid's got a cavity. I would think about all the stuff that I need to fix in my life. I think about, if this is a real deal. The way I am in my life right now, maybe $1,000. Yeah, I couldn't justify doing much more than that.
Okay.
The only way I can give this guy any money is if I know he's doing it. If there was some kind of trick, I just wouldn't believe that I'd be like, fuck you.
Yeah, but like, what Aaron's saying is, like, what if it's like a $10, or what Calvin's saying, what if it's like a $10 ceiling? And if you give $1,000, you would only be $10 more attractive. That's why I couldn't give like $20,000.
So what? I give him $10. I get so attractive, but then I give him $1,000. I only go up to 10.
It's possible. It
Well,
doesn't
it's
say.
it's possible, yeah.
Fucking
It's not
diminishing
specified.
returns, wizard.
I don't think it's like that.
I don't see anything.
I don't
like
think
that.
But
it's
it
like
doesn't
that.
specify it isn't.
It doesn't specify it
It
is.
only asks you how much you would give. It's using your judgment in this situation.
If this was a real life scenario, then I would never make any deal with any kind of magic person unless I understood everything more. So I would ask this person in real life.
Calvin Shane don't trust wizards.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, you don't trust wizards either.
See-
You have to know for sure that it's going to help you.
I have to believe that wizards are true and real, unless they change the definition of what a wizard is.
I feel like this question is like trying to gauge, like, because every one of these questions is kind of
Yeah.
gauging on stuff on what a person is. But I feel like this is either like, how much are you willing to pay to be like more attractive, or like it also may be gauging like how unattractive do you think you are.
Yeah, like, are you insecure in your looks? I
Yeah.
think is maybe what he was trying to do. But even if I was the most secure person in the world, and I had an extra $100 on me, and this wizard's like, you want to look better? But yeah, why not?
That's my thing, because unfortunately, as I got older, I realized just
There's nothing insecure
how
about that.
superficial the world is, honestly.
I don't care
Yeah.
about that, but
Well-
sure. Why not? I got extra $100. I'm not gonna be like, I'm not gonna not have my cake money or anything like that. I'm not gonna give him that.
I mean, if it's truly disposable income, then you shouldn't worry about what you're spending it on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but do you want to spend it on this, or do you want to spend it on like a game, a video?
I just think about
If
what,
I'm more attractive, then people just give me games.
that's what I'm saying. When you look that good, like
People just give you games.
But it's undefined as to how good you would look.
it's a gamble. That's why.
It is a
$100
gamble.
more.
$1 did that to the one person.
So
But it's not necessarily linear.
Like sometimes people are like, "Hey, man, you look like $1 million today." It's like,
I think I only gave him $100.
you work like $100 today.
The wizard says, "I will now make them $1 more attractive."
Yeah.
Wages is thing. This person does not change at all, as far as you can tell. Nothing
quite-
is different, but somehow this person is suddenly a little more appealing.
It's quite possible that if you
You
gave him $2, that whatever he did, it would double what you did. It's
Well, I
quite
mean,
possible.
that's what should be happening.
Yeah, but
He's
what
$1
he's saying
more
is
attractive.
like,
Now it's $2 more attractive, $10 more attractive.
he's saying that it's an indefinable way that you're
Yeah.
more attractive. I mean, hell, he could have he gave you more pheromones or something, or I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like a blind auction.
Yeah.
You bid whatever you think will win, but if someone else bids higher, then they win it. You bid as much as you're willing to give for that service or item. And you gamble whether you get
No, because
What you
in
believe
this
it's worth.
in this style here, the more you're giving, the more you're getting.
The crux is like, if you have $5,000 in the bank, do you go and take all $5,000 and I'm now $5,000 more attractive, or do you go and take like $300?
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
Well, I'm now $300, but I only got one chance. How much do I go?
Yeah.
Do I put everything into this fucking
I think
magic wizard?
I think we're arguing about the meaning behind the question.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Well, we're struggling with the gamble. whether we actually want to take it or not. We're trying to define our odds in the gamble.
I just said $20. I'm good.
All right,
I'm done.
I just as much money as I can afford.
I'm the
and not have to
gamblingest person probably in here.
See, I'm the same way, Eric.
I just
right now,
I need $20 of attractiveness added.
right now, I can, I can only probably afford 1,000. Yeah,
And 20 is a good number for me.
I probably can't afford that, honestly. But if I knew it worked, it could help me with a lot of things in life. You know what I mean? So yeah, $1,000.
So there's an extension question. If you were with a significant other, would you offer them the opportunity before yourself?
No, I love Joy. She's already more attractive. She's already attractive. She isn't even more attractive.
How much?
As much as I can afford.
Okay, you said 1,000.
1,000, because that's what I can afford.
I said $23. Calvin, you need to give a number.
Probably same as Eric. As much as I could reasonably afford, but not like.
What if you?
I need to borrow $5,000.
What if the wizard's like, for him to be more attractive, the beard will have to go, and then like
Yeah,
he's
but
like, oh!
But it said, as far as you can tell, nothing is different.
For $1.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
My thing is,
For
yeah.
$1.
Yeah, but it
Nothing.
doesn't say.
Calvin,
that
you're all
it
reading
would
within like
change
what's
you.
not there. This is gonna make you more attractive.
All it says is
Okay.
that you are more attractive.
As Shane was
Yeah.
saying, like he could do things where like people don't quite know. It's like, yeah, this picture they look more attractive, but I don't quite know why. That's like, very well could be what it is.
Well,
but
like,
if
you
you
give
give him
$1,000,
$1,000,
You'd be like fucking Captain when he comes
Yeah.
out of the tank.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
Like, what if that's the difference? You have captain before the tank, captain after the tank, based on how much money you give.
My thing is there's like a, universal laws of attractiveness like that. They'll start doing all those things. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like make your face a little more symmetrical, make your teeth a little straighter.
Yeah.
Like just little things like that. Like make your skin clear.
Well, I'm just saying, if I gave the guy $3,000, can I do like $3 a day?
No,
I don't, because I do it all at once. Everybody's gonna be like, "What happened?" I'm like, "There's this fucking wizard. They're all gonna go there. Everybody's,
a good idea.
Everybody's gonna give their money, and then everybody's attractive. When everybody's attractive,
Okay.
no one's attractive.
what you need to
okay?
do is say,
so I need to make it just seem like, how are you doing this? I'm like, I don't know. I eat donuts every day.
So what you need to do is I eat donuts
That way,
every day.
way everyone else
And
is
then
going to
everybody's like, oh,
decline.
man, donuts. We
Okay,
gotta start
the
doing
way
that.
you need to do that then is like, here's $3,000. I'll come back every day and you do $5 worth to me. But what if you're constantly battling it every day? Like, what if like something happens? Like, what if you get in a car accident? So now you're back down here and it's like slowly working its way back up.
Every day is a good day. I'm better than the day before, except for the accident.
That's
Hell, that's what I do right now.
Yeah, that's a good one, Eric. I like that.
All right, let's move on to the next question.
Yep.
Everyone you have ever slept with is invited to a banquet where you are the guest of honor. No one will be in attendance except you, the collection of your former lovers, and the catering service. After the meal, you are asked to give a 15-minute speech to the assembly. What do you talk about?
What kind of banquet is this?
Just a banquet
Like,
Like,
where you are the person of honor.
so, do you two know each other? The whole collection.
that's like my grandmaster plan is to be at a banquet honoring myself, and they're all in a room together.
Man, they couldn't be in a room together. They wouldn't get along.
They have to. What do you talk about? They're not talking to each other.
Yeah.
You're talking to them. What do you talk about?
Thanks for coming. Hope you guys enjoy the food.
Thanks for
Oh
coming.
my gosh.
No, I would thank. I'll say thank everyone. Thank everyone for being there.
For coming.
I would have a general speech, honestly. You know what I mean? And
A general.
I would thank everyone, and I
Yeah,
thank
but
everyone in my life and the relationships I've been in.
See, that's the thing.
Got me to where I am now.
You're wrapping this up pretty quick for a 15-minute speech.
Shane is just assuming that everybody's there and having a real good time and can't wait to hear what he has to say. Cause,
Yeah.
you know.
If I invited a banquet and came, are you saying we magically appeared there and they're all stuck there? I don't
No, it's a ridiculous question. What I'm saying is, like,
Yeah.
not every single person that I've ever been involved with is going to be like, yeah, I'll go, and I had a good time.
Number one, my one ex, I can't imagine coming and being happy with me being there to begin with.
Yeah.
Let alone with my wife.
Yeah.
Number two, I can't imagine my wife being happy that my ex was also there, upset about this because they don't get along. I don't think at all.
Yeah.
I don't think. I don't know. I don't even know what I'd talk about.
The people I've been involved with are still in my life today. And the one who's least involved with me is just because the person that she's with hates me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But he wouldn't be there.
Yeah, that's not what it's
So
saying.
like it wouldn't be it wouldn't be, I wouldn't feel awkward. I think that's kind of the question. Is I wouldn't feel awkward.
No, they're asking what you would talk about.
Yeah, what do you say?
I would give a general speech if
So this is for the speech part.
I mean, a
right?
general speech.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
you
it
can say
depends
a
what they're
general
honoring me
speech.
for.
They're not honoring.
Why would you assume that there's an...
There's no honoring. You're not getting an award.
That's what I'm
okay?
They're
saying.
not honoring you. You're just the guest
That's what
of
I'm
honor.
saying.
Every person you have ever slept with is invited to a banquet.
Yeah.
Where you are the guest of honor.
They're not saying
They're
they're
not
honoring
giving
you.
you
You're
a
the, you're
prize
just,
or
you're just the
nothing.
person...
Well, I would have
You're
less
the-
to talk about.
You're the
then.
person giving like the speech.
Precisely.
I would have less.
I just
pressure
love
then.
that Shane assumed
There's an award.
all of these chicks are here because I'm so great.
Well, Calvin said earlier. I thought he said in your honor.
No.
No, you're the guest of honor.
Okay.
No one will be in attendance except for you
Well,
You're just the
Your
only
former
thing that
lovers.
links all these people.
and the catering service. After the meal, you are asked to give a 15-minute speech to the assembly.
I would be like, so, what would I talk about?
It'd be so awkward because I'd just be talking to two people.
I think
Like, thank you guys both for being here.
How big is this bank?
What's the limit
None of
of
your, this is this big for me.
They're gonna be sitting on like opposite sides.
a collection of your former lovers? Because I mean, I've done shit with girls that I don't like consider a lover.
Yeah.
Wait. Okay. Maybe I'm thinking of... I might need to think of more people then.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm considering
Now this
one...
is
My
another
attendance
thing
is
of
really
those-
bad right now. I'm trying to get my attendance up.
I'm considering one action as
Yeah.
making them a former lover.
stick your penis in them. That's what I'm thinking.
Yes.
If we're considering more
Yeah,
than
but
that,
you can stick
then
your
brother,
penis
I can't. You know, I get the hell out of there.
Like, is it stick your penis in their
because I had a couple hit
cosmic
ones.
vagina, or is it? I mean, you can just get head from somebody. That's not the meaning of
I mean,
a lover.
It's either like two...
That could be a dare.
She loved you. I got the hell out of there, man. It was cold. I jumped off the fucking A-frame roof onto the hill.
So are we assuming that it's anything past second base?
To me, I imagine you stick your dick in them.
I
That's
don't know.
what I imagine.
Like, could it have been...
Somewhere.
Could it have been a
No, I mean inside their vaginas.
Could it have been a girlfriend at some point that, like, you guys were together, but you never actually did, like, any of that kind of stuff together?
Okay, I guess
what's that?
it should be it should be your opinion. I think if you consider them a lover, then it's a lover.
Because I may have more than just two.
You know what I'm saying?
Or I
Like,
may only have...
yeah, it's like when you're young and you're with a girl for years, you love each other, but you
I
don't.
love your. It may be more.
I know you're saying
but
it
it
'cause-
may not be.
I don't want to have all the, like, some chicks come and then someone like, I shouldn't be here. I'm like, yes, you should. You sit down. Like, no.
Well,
Damn it.
You're implying
Where's everybody going?
Yeah, but they don't know why
You're
they're there.
implying they're all aware of each other. Yeah, if you're like 14, 15, 16, 17, you're with a girl for like 4 years, you're like in love with her, but you guys don't sleep with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would consider that a lover.
Remember, there's also the catering service there, too.
Okay. That's
That's not
You wanted to point that out.
I wanted to point that out.
Let me read this again. Well, no, it's every person you have ever slept with is invited to a banquet.
I don't know. Turn it into a learning experience. Like, what did I do wrong? How could I made it better? And were you satisfied from 1 to 10? Everybody had their checks.
Everyone take this paper
Yeah.
here. There's a list of questions. Please answer the questions as honestly as you can.
Yeah, but it's a
They just
speech,
light them on fire and
not
throw them in the
a
air.
class.
If I'm just a guest of honor, like,
It's not a lecture; it's a speech.
could this banquet be a wedding banquet?
No, the
No,
only
it's a
people that are
banquet.
there are people that are your lovers
It's a-
and
Yeah.
the staff.
Yeah, there's no one else there except for people.
It's not like your lover and their
This is
dad.
only people you've slept with.
Yes.
So that's the purpose of the banquet.
Yes, the people
gotta
you've
be.
slept with has been invited to this, and you have to give a speech at the end of it. At the end of the meal. The meal is pretty good, huh? I talk about the meal.
I would not want.
Man, I don't know. I'm just picturing these two in a room.
I mean, I just gotta talk about all the great things that have happened to me since being with them.
That's what I'm saying. I
You
would
know
make
what I'm
it.
saying?
I would make it a really positive thing,
Yeah,
and just talk about how I'm just, I'm just.
Remember
really
when you left me? Look what happened now.
like not discuss that kind of stuff. Just talk
I'm
about,
on
like,
YouTube.
Nah,
You don't think I have options? I got
I would say all the people in this room at different periods of my life, they all meant so much to me, and I'm so glad I went through all that to get to where I am now, and I wouldn't be here without every single one of you. And I just
That's
want
not-
everyone to give a hand for each other first, and now
Yeah.
talk
Wow.
about me.
Yeah.
So ferocity.
If you see,
Yo, clapping.
I'd like everyone to
Throwing roses.
I'd like
Line,
everyone
line
to
of
give
Judah.
give a hand for each other as they gave for me. Is that what you're saying?
Maybe. I mean,
a good, I guess, a good conversation like what Shane's saying is like
that's a strategy.
talking about like they helped make me who I am today, kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and say, and,
mean,
I don't feel this way, but say maybe for another instance, like I had a falling out with one of these girls that I didn't rectify, which it's not the case for me, but I would, I would work around that, and I would say something like, I would blame it on me and say, my biggest regret is I didn't handle certain situations like a man because I was immature, but I'm really thankful that I've grown from that, and that's because of some of the people in this room.
Yeah.
And I would do it like that. That'd be my strategy.
I mean, I don't feel like I'd have any regrets. I don't feel like any of these people have changed me. I don't know. They're just.
I don't know what I'd say exactly because I'm pretty sure one of the people it just hates me,
Yeah.
and then the other one I haven't seen in years. So I don't know exactly what I would say.
You haven't seen Melanie for
I was
years?
gonna say you're, talking about,
No, I was
you're mentioning two people, and then you just mentioned one hates you and one you haven't seen in years. So Melanie hates you.
Well, he didn't say the other one I haven't seen for years. He just said one of them hates me and one of them I haven't seen for years. They're both probably the same person, but there's no way of knowing.
It was a joke that landed flat. But no, like,
No, we all got it and we all thought it was funny. But
I just don't know what I would say and why I would want to be there. I feel like I'd run instead
would-
of having a speech.
I would just filibuster. I would talk about nothing, talk about everything,
Yeah,
no meaning, no depth,
until everybody left.
until everybody left.
You only need to fill 15 minutes.
Yeah,
We'll take questions when I'm done.
and
then
I
you just keep talking.
I'm never done.
Yeah.
Put your hand down!
I just imagine, this is 12 longer than I expected.
Okay. All right. I think that we've all kind of talked
You
about that question.
motherfucker. I
Yeah.
just got that.
All right. Aaron,
You son of a bitch!
cut question 14.
For reasons that cannot be explained, cats can suddenly read at a 12th grade level. Well, fuck.
Aaron
Now
fucking
I'm-
hates
now I'm-
cats.
yeah, I hated cats before. I hate them even more now.
They can read better than he can.
They cannot talk
Okay.
and they cannot write, but they can read silently and understand the text. Many cats love this new skill because they now have something to do all day while they lay around the house.
Yeah.
However, a few cats become depressed because reading forces them to realize the limitations of their existence, not to mention the utter frustration of being unable to express themselves.
Okay.
This being the case, do you think the average cat would enjoy Garfield, or would cats find this cartoon to be insulting caricature?
I would say they would feel it to be insulting caricature based on the fact that a lot of cats seem to be very high and mighty. Like, it would take a very playful, snuggly, happy cat.
Well, to think Garfield is kind of high and mighty, and
I think-
the way he handles himself.
Well, what I would say is I personally have read almost every edition of Garfield at Large, the collection of Garfield books,
Yeah.
and I would say that there are many cats in that comic strip. And Garfield he doesn't hate Mondays because he's a cat. He doesn't love lasagna because he's a cat and lazy because he's a cat. That's just how Garfield is. There are
Garfield.
many other cats in Garfield
Yeah.
that are not that way.
So it's his own personality.
This would be like those people that just get, upset like in television today when they see like somebody that is like them being stereotyped.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's just that person.
Would they be reading the Chronicles of Narnia and be pissed off at Liam Neeson's character?
Yeah.
Like, that's not how cats really are. Like, oh, it's a lion. Ooh.
You mean Jesus?
Yeah, whatever Liam Neeson
You guys have Lion King.
lion guy is.
Yeah, he's Jesus in that one, right?
I think
He
he's a
represents.
lion.
He represents Jesus.
I don't know. I haven't seen the movie. I haven't read the book. I just know that Liam Neeson was a
For
fucking...
reference, you have no idea what you're talking
He's just a
about.
fucking lion. Would the cats be mad?
You're a lion.
Fuck!
Yeah, I agree with Eric. John is like the pathetic one,
Yeah.
trying to please and get the attention of
I
Garfield.
think the best fan theory.
it is very deprecating to cats, though.
No, it's not.
They told you?
It's only deprecating to Garfield himself.
And sometimes, like I said,
If anything, it's deprecating to dogs.
like
yeah.
Odie's like a dumbass.
But no, there's like 4 or 5 other cats that are not like Garfield in that. So
Yeah.
it's not a commentary on cats.
Think about it like this. If they had a cartoon strip that was about this fat, striped orange guy who slept on Mondays, ate lasagna, was lazy, but then there were other people that came by and talked to him and stuff like that too, would you be insulted by this character that's a human? Or would you not and just be like, well, this is just a comic about this guy who just happens to be this?
Well,
I don't think
It's
Chuck
not necessarily-
Klosterman has read Garfield.
it's not necessarily that they feel personally insulted by it. It's the question of whether they would enjoy it or not. Like,
Read the question part.
a good
Would cats find this cartoon to be an insulting caricature?
Or
Caricature.
would they like it, right? Was that the first part of it?
Like, would they see it? Like, yeah. Do you think the average cat would enjoy Garfield, or would cats find this cartoon to be an insulting caricature? And that to me implies like, this is what people think cats are like. I'm nothing like this.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think the
then
average-
I would ask a question that.
Don't ask a question, just answer the question.
Well, I'm going to answer the question with a question.
Sure.
No, that's what
I'll allow it.
I said not to do that.
Okay. Do you guys enjoy watching Big Bang Theory?
Never watched it.
Not particularly.
Yeah, it's fine.
But I hear it's highly loved.
I don't have any problems with it.
There's a hot girl in it.
I'm not
But she
insulted.
cut her hair. I know that.
Yeah.
I just know that they intentionally treat the characters as if they don't understand just basic.
Human
life.
interaction.
Yeah,
Like
basic
one's
human interaction.
asexual and
I've watched Big Bang Theory, enjoyed it, and laughed along with Melanie and then read online where everyone just bashes it and hates it, and I'm just like, I just enjoyed it as just a random TV show
Yeah.
that made jokes.
Well, a lot of
Yeah, it's
people,
been
a lot of
renewed multiple
people,
times.
a lot of
So
people
it's-
look at it and they see like, oh, so this is what, this is what the average Hollywood person thinks that nerds are like. They can't talk to women. All they care about is comics, stuff like that.
yeah.
We're
But
taking over, baby.
I've personally never felt that way. I thought it was just fucking 4 guys that are like that,
Yeah, I just felt like it was just 4 people. They made jokes and
Yeah.
there were fun references, and I didn't have an issue with it. I just watched it.
Yeah.
There's something to be said about a TV show that is highly influential and viewed reinforcing stereotypes, and that we can't say that that's not the case.
Well, it's also the case too.
Because there's
Like,
positive and negative reinforcements that happen all the time with what we watch.
like I personally, when I watch media or take in any kind of story or something like that, I don't consider it like I'm just watching something happen to a character. I'm not saying I am that character and it's happening to me. So I don't get offended if something happens like that, I'm just watching something. So
it's like, okay, if this movie came out and there's this fucking
I ain't catch
Filipino
Headband wearing.
Christian guy who's just raping and killing little boys, I'd probably be a little offended watching it.
Why? He's not you.
I don't know. I mean, it just depends. Like, I think
You don't think that there's ever been a Christian Filipino that wears a headband that's raped a kid? I bet you there's at least
I'm
one.
saying if it was a movie.
What if there's another Filipino headband
If it
wearing
was
guy
a
who's
movie-
chasing after him trying to kill him?
Yeah.
Would you
Just-
still be offended?
If it was a movie that takes a minority character that's in Hollywood, hasn't been in any big budget, big role things, and there's not a lot of known Filipino people in the world at all, except for a boxer who's retired, and they choose it for it to be that as a representation, that one Filipino is.
They're not representing a Filipino. They just happen to be Filipino.
I know, but we already know that these reinforce perceptions of cultures. I mean, we know that already, positive and negative. I mean, like, people in the country, they think all American men
Well,
are.
I mean,
I guess
fucking.
the Big Bang Theory question got too deep.
Well, I'm just saying, like, what's Manny Pacquiao, right?
Yeah.
He said a lot of weird, stupid shit about homosexuals.
Yeah.
I don't think all Filipinos hate homosexuals. Not because that happens doesn't mean, like, I think you hate homosexuals.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's just a ridiculous thing to think.
I feel like if there's like a series where they're like, is this Filipino thing happening
No,
all
but the
time?
Philippines get a lot of bad negative press and attention. And like my friend
From one movie?
I'm talking about what he said.
Like, what I'm saying,
my
like-
buddy Ty Giffen, he's like, this Filipinos hate homosexuals, don't they? And I know he was kidding, but like, we already know psychologically that there's positive negative reinforcements
Yeah.
because of things we watch.
Yeah.
On men, on genders, and religions, and cultures. So, but I know you're saying, Eric, as me personally, normally I don't get offended by things like that.
Yeah.
As a cat, I mean, I don't think Garfield is, he's not raping and killing little boys.
No.
He's representative as fat and lazy, but those are just his diminishing qualities. He's got a lot of great qualities too.
Yeah, but also like with what
got
Eric was
great
saying
balance.
too, there's also other cats that aren't like that.
You're right.
So in your Filipino movie, there's another Filipino headband wearing motherfucker out trying to kill this guy or catch this guy who's being evil. You know what I mean?
Well, but what I'm
like
saying
you
is,
can't say there's just this one and there's a bunch of white guys all chasing.
well,
this
if
Filipino.
that was the case, and like the good guy was this blonde-haired, blue-eyed Caucasian male, 6'2", in his early 30s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I can only try to think of examples where something like that would affect me. And it would be like the movie God Is Not Dead, right? Where all the atheists in that movie are just terribly written, stupid, make terrible life decisions, and say the stupidest things. I'm not, like, offended when I watch it. I just think, well, this is a really bad movie. I don't...
That movie just reminded me of some of my professors at Washington State, how they were to me.
Well, no, I get you, but I also think that that I don't want to get into the whole big thing.
Yeah.
I felt like the atheist characters in that were entirely one-dimensional. Like the one guy,
Like it was written by a Christian guy to make them look stupid.
exactly, like fucking Dean Cain in that movie, like broke up with his girl because she got cancer. I can't be with her. Fuck that.
Dean
That's
Cain?
yeah, he was in it, and the guy who played Hercules was like the main professor.
Kevin Sorbo?
Yeah.
Oh
Kevin
yeah, I forgot
Sorbo.
about that. Yeah.
And he makes his class like, I want you to write an essay. God is dead. Go. And one Christian's like, he's not. That's the whole movie.
Oh, okay.
But I don't like watch it and be like, you know what? I need to raise up and fight against this oppression. I'm just like, well, this is a really bad, dumb, stupid movie.
Yeah.
I personally feel that way.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be like, I'm being attacked. Garfield, he's he's attacking me as a cat, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it just like I said, depends. Like there's like I remember some of my favorite Garfield comics was Garfield doing all this badass stuff, and like how like Odie would fall from a table and he'd land like this, and then they show Garfield falling, and there's more blocks to show like the time that passes by. At the last block, he flips, he lands on his feet, and he's like, I don't know how I does it, I just does it.
My favorite...
Like there's just badass, it's implying that we'll be offended of Garfield because of, like you said, sleeps in on Monday, he eats lasagna, all this stuff. I think Garfield's a badass.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about Garfield is the internet comic strip Garfield Without Garfield, where it turns out
Yes.
Garfield and Odie don't exist.
And it's just John,
and he's insane, and he's depressed.
Yeah.
And he's like, there's one where he's sitting there, and he's like... And then, there's a panel where Garfield's supposed to be walking by and something crazy, and then John's just, I hate Mondays. But they take out Garfield, and it's just him sitting there, and he's like, I hate Mondays. That's the end of it, It's just really depressing. It's funny. But I don't get offended.
I don't think the cats would be offended.
No.
By Garfield.
It's just like people who say Star Wars is sexist. Well, you got to watch all of them, understand them, and you'll know that's not really sexist.
I can get that.
It's one of the first big movies that put a female in a strong leader type quality. Even though she needed rescued, she choked fucking Jabba the Hutt out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She get in the garbage chute, Flyboy. So she wasn't like,
Yeah, and then she
And
rescued
Luke's
Han
character was originally supposed to be a woman.
So a deeper understanding as a cat, I don't think I get offended.
I just think people should just quit being so damn sensitive.
And you know what I mean? Am I sensitive people?
No, I get you.
I think I'm the most offensive person.
I get that. It's just something like Garfield. I don't feel like should feel insulting.
Yeah.
Maybe something that's so drastic as Shane's example before. I could see that maybe feeling more insulting or
Like
this
when that
seems
not a-
awkward or whatever. But
I mean,
like,
but they're not... In those situations, like, we're not talking about Jill, we're talking about this character.
Well, it's just like in the 9/11 movie that came out with Nicolas Cage. I haven't seen it, but when I saw the previews, I kept thinking this is a little soon to be making a movie on this tragedy. It just happened a few years ago.
Yeah, but when you watch Pearl Harbor, from Michael Bay, and there's some crazy shit happening there, it's kind of the same thing. The only difference is time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what you're doing is you're placing yourself in the story because it was so soon, but the movie itself, is the movie insensitive or is the timing insensitive?
It's both. And
The movie is insensitive.
there's both. It could be both.
So if you watch that movie, like I haven't seen it, right?
Okay.
If I watched it 30 years from now, would I consider that movie insensitive?
I think it could be insensitive to people involved, but there's a desensitization process that happens over time. Where people, they acclimate to time.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's wrong for me to say, but I guess I don't take movies that seriously. I don't know. Yes, cats would enjoy it.
It's like the Michael Bay, he made that book where that journalist gave us a badass review. He made him a character and he had like a really small penis. It's just a story. Yeah, you know what I mean? But like they offend people.
Yeah. No, I guess I get you.
I could see tragic things like that could feel insensitive to someone who actually had to experience that kind of stuff.
Yeah, think of Saving Private Ryan, all the people who walked out when they saw that. And you'd be like, sit down, soldiers, it's just a movie. And they're like passing out crying.
I'm not telling them to do anything. It would be if they were coming to me to say, hey, you shouldn't watch this movie because I'd be like, well, I'll judge a movie on my own, thank you.
Yeah, but you just said you think that type of thing, when people do that is...
When they come in, like, when these cats, like, come up and they're like, I'm reading Garfield and they slap it out of my hand or something,
Yeah. I mean, do you think they're taking, like, these soldiers who walk out of the Pearl Harbor scene when they're storming the beach? Not Pearl Harbor, but Saving Private Ryan.
Uh-huh.
Do you think they're taking it too seriously?
I don't think that they're being stereotyped in there. Like, oh, these soldiers are dying. Shouldn't they be alive? Like, they're talking about cats, and overeating.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think you might be taking it too far.
Maybe. Let's do next question.
All right. Is it my turn?
Yeah, it's Eric's turn.
Well, this one says avoid, and I just read it, and I think I know why, but I'm just going to say it anyway because it's still a good question.
Okay.
But, anyway. So, you have a brain tumor. Though there is no discomfort at the moment, this tumor will unquestionably kill you in 6 months.
Okay.
However, your life can and will be saved by an operation. The only downside is that there will be a brutal incision to your frontal lobe. After the surgery, you will be significantly less intelligent.
Ooh.
You will still be a fully functioning adult, but you will be less logical and you will have a terrible memory. And you will have little ability to understand complex concepts or difficult ideas. The surgery is in 2 weeks. how do you spend the next 14 days?
Making video blogs and creating videos, journal entries, logging all my memories.
This isn't even a question of are you going to have the surgery or not. This is what you're going to do in your 14 days before you just basically become a potato or something.
Like, I don't think it's implying, like, would you rather die?
Yeah.
They're saying that you're going to have the surgery and you're going to be fully functioning. It's not like people have to change your diapers or anything like that.
Yeah, but you're going to have trouble understanding stuff.
You're going to be less
logic
intelligent.
less. You're going to be...
So what goals or what dreams would you want to accomplish in those 14 days specifically to deal with intelligence or higher thinking?
I'm going to beat the StarCraft 2 campaign.
Yeah.
Shit, I've even done that.
No one's done that.
All 3 games?
The first 2.
Well, then you haven't beat it, have you?
I lost my fucking...
Then you haven't beat it.
I haven't beat it. I still got one more game. I did Legacy. I need to do Legacy of the Void.
Yeah.
I did the other ones.
Yeah.
That's one thing I'm going to do in that time. I might try to take my kids to something like some learning-y kind of thing that I might not fucking understand whenever I'm...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I
Cut my
think
head.
about the things I want to do. Maybe something a project that requires me to function at a higher level.
Yeah, like teach Leon how to play chess.
Yeah, something like that. Something you won't be able to do later.
Like take him to like a planetarium or something where like there's more like...
Like COSI?
Yeah, something like that, you know?
What's interesting, your brain can kind of rewire itself so it's not as frontal lobe dependent. So maybe with time you can
but
you can relearn
this just says that you will be less logical, you will have a terrible memory,
for the rest of your life.
and you will have little ability to understand complex concepts or difficult ideas.
Does it say forever?
That's what it says. After the surgery, you will be significantly less intelligent. It doesn't say for a couple years. It says forever.
Yeah, it doesn't say for like
It
a
doesn't say
month.
forever,
It doesn't
but
say
it applies.
forever, but like you will be.
Yeah, I would just like
I mean,
Aaron's-
you could always say like there could be a chance that maybe my brain will heal or get better. It just says you're gonna be.
Yeah, like Aaron said, I would. That's something I would do, and I'll also create. I would make journal entries, video blogs, and
Now, does that mean that you're going to lose the understanding that you already possess?
What do you mean? Like anything you know now?
Anything that you know now, like 2 + 2 = 4, does that mean that you're going to
I would assume that
lose that ability?
I mean, you're still fully functioning adult. You're less logical. You have a terrible memory. Like, I don't think that you can't comprehend those things. You just can't do anything with it.
Like Melanie tells me, "Hey, go get a gallon of milk from the store," and I go
Yeah.
to the store and I get there. I'm like, "Fuck, what am I doing here? What I need to get?"
I think
just old age.
I think it's what it's saying is like you have the ability to be creative. You have the ability to be intelligent, but you're going to lose that soon. What do you need to get it out of your brain before you can't do anything at all?
I mean, it's basically like bucket list.
In a way, except it's nothing like it's not like you're not going to be able to walk again. You'll be able to walk.
You don't
fine.
need to go skydiving.
No.
It's
yeah.
like bucket lists for imagination almost. Like
for
me,
higher brain function.
for me,
kind
it
of
would
stuff.
be like
Get a movie done.
Yeah, like I've always had a couple ideas for a movie. If I knew I only had 2 weeks left to write them, I'm gonna write as many as I can.
Shit.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
Yeah, we need to try to do whatever we can in those 2 weeks to try to film it. Because like if we're gonna act in it, we're not gonna remember our lines. It's gonna be like Shane every time.
I'm gonna need to do like a shot list because I won't be able to think of like, okay, creatively, the shot's gonna have to go to here. We gotta pan here, and then it transitions here. Like I probably won't be able to do that.
Yeah, you have to map it all out beforehand
Yeah.
and hope you understand it later.
Yeah, and then by the time I actually do make it, a year from now or something, and then I watch it, I'm like, shit, that man who was great.
This is a great movie. I wonder
Yeah.
who made it. I made it.
Yeah, but would you actually understand the complex
Story, narrative.
story and narrative that you created?
Would I need to watch movies and stuff that I haven't seen because I might understand them?
I don't know.
But that goes back to my previous question. Would you still understand the things that you
Like
knew before the operation?
I think
probably
it's
can
that.
understand the complex things.
I would say that you're more like you can probably comprehend it as much as like Leon could comprehend it. Like you could tell him he could get it, but he might not get it. You know what I'm saying? He's like, oh no, I understand that. That's Luke is his son, but like he might not be able to make all the connections about like what does that mean to Luke. A boy that has been with his aunt and uncle and dreaming that his father was this amazing pilot that was a hero and everybody loved him and he's this. You might not be able to think about that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I would say something like that. You probably wouldn't be able to comprehend all those feelings that Luke had if you just heard that, but you would still understand the fact that that man is that boy's father.
Yeah.
So what else would you do? I mean, there's a lot of shows that I've been putting off that I've never seen that I want to see. Like, I never saw The Wire. Everybody says it's one of the best television shows.
Yeah, I want to see The Wire.
Like,
too.
I gotta binge The Wire.
I feel like
I gotta get on that. It depends how old I am, but I gotta get on that, like, Make-A-Wish thing. It's like, sit down with Kathleen Kennedy. What happens the rest of Star Wars? You know? Even though I can watch Star Wars, I just want to be able to comprehend it. I can't take that.
Yeah,
I may try to do like a
part
10-day vacation thing with my family, maybe.
yeah, part of me wonders like, what would I do, like movie and film and wise personally? What would I do versus like, well, what can I do for my relationships to enhance it before I leave?
I'm trying to think of like family versus like something that I personally would want to have done.
Because there's games I want to eat, movies I want to watch. Like, well, shit, maybe I better do this with my kids. Why?
Well, like I might be good. Like my motor functions and stuff still work. Like I might be okay being able to beat like a shooter or something like that, maybe. But StarCraft, where like I gotta think and like think of like
strategy,
counters and strategies and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's why I was thinking about. I need to beat that game before I can't handle that stuff anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm playing like Call of Duty, I'm probably good being able to just shoot that. I shoot stuff, you know.
Yeah.
I just gotta be able to hand-eye coordination it, which I'm not losing that. I'm just losing like logic and information and that kind of
higher
stuff.
brain function.
Yeah.
Rather than just reflex and
So I'm trying and
intuition.
memory and that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. So I'm trying to think of like what kind of stuff related to that do I need to make sure I have done. I was trying to think like what kind of vacation stuff would I want to go to where like that would be something I'd wanted to go where like I could take my kids and like look at this. This is like this because of whatever, you know, before I don't know that anymore.
Yeah.
Like would I want to take them to museums and stuff and show them and talk to them about dinosaur bones and like the aviation museum in like DC or something like that, or like what would I want to do?
I'd probably like try to sit down and think of life's big questions and just write so that my future self can read what I had thought, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but would you be able to understand it?
Maybe not, but you'd have more of a chance than it not being there.
Would
Why don't you go on YouTube and listen
Could
to
I read after the
discussions?
surgery? Can I read after the surgery?
Yeah, you're a fully functioning adult.
Why couldn't I read before?
Yeah.
Oh, fix that.
Yeah.
Okay,
I got
that was a good
I
question.
got a benefit out of this.
Someone builds an optical portal that allows you to see a vision of your own life in the future. It's essentially a crystal ball that shows a randomly selected image of what your life will be like in 20 years. You can only see into this portal for 30 seconds. When you finally peer into the crystal, you see yourself in a living room 2 decades older than you are today. You are watching a Canadian football game and you are extremely happy. You are wearing a CFL jersey. Your chair is surrounded by books and magazines that promote the Canadian Football League, and there are
happened?
CFL pennants covering your walls. You are alone in the room, but you're gleefully muttering about historical moments in Canadian football history. It becomes clear that, for some unknown reason, you have become obsessed with Canadian football. And this future is static and absolute. No matter what you do, this future will happen.
What?
Your optical portal is never wrong. This destiny cannot be changed. The next day, you are flipping through television channels and randomly come across a preseason CFL game between the Toronto Argonauts and
Saskatchewan Rough Riders.
Yes. Knowing your inevitable future, do you watch it?
Fuck no.
I would be happy that my future self is obviously enjoying themselves with this.
Yeah, if I was just alive,
I'd be,
oh, this is okay.
I'd be upset. I'm alone with nobody watching Canadian football.
But I'm not implying that you don't have anything. You just
I thought it said though that
You're just alone in the room.
You're just alone in the living room.
Okay.
It doesn't mean that you have no family and everybody's dead. You know.
Yeah.
And all you care about is CFL or whatever.
Yeah, Canadian Football
You
League.
just are looking.
So-
you just get a 30-second look, and you're alone in the room.
Okay.
So is it like the final moments of the match? Because I'd be fucking placing some bets if I know I'm going to go like
Right. I
obsessively
know.
Fucking
crazy.
Biff Tanner.
Biff Tannen.
Tannen, yeah.
I'm a different fucking person than I was 20 years ago.
Yeah,
What am I going to be like 20 years from now? You know?
totally different person.
I feel like I wouldn't watch it though.
I wouldn't watch it because I wouldn't want
wouldn't.
to watch it right then.
Depends
If-
if
if
there's
I
a
wasn't-
fucking better game on.
If I wasn't scanning for that, like I wouldn't let that knowledge influence my
Yeah.
current life.
Like,
You know, if I was flipping through and I was like, oh hey, there's that thing. You know,
Yeah.
if I felt like it grabbed me, I might watch it, but right now I'm not interested in pretty much any kind of physical sport or anything like that.
I'd be like, my watching time is valuable. I got to react to something. I don't have time to watch.
I don't have time to
Canadian
watch football. I don't watch other TV typically.
Yeah.
So no, I wouldn't watch it.
Yeah.
Would you watch it?
I wouldn't watch
Nah.
it. I wouldn't resign myself to watching it just because
If it's
I
going
know-
to happen, I don't. I mean,
it could be
I guess it's
19
implying
years
like,
in the
well,
future.
if you start watching, you might fucking really love it because obviously you're gonna love it in the future, you know.
That's true.
But you know that you love shows.
But before we started watching Avatar, I knew I was gonna like Avatar.
Yeah.
I just didn't watch it yet because I like the idea of things being in the future that I'm going to like, you know.
Okay, so the same thing would
So
go
the same
for
thing would apply.
CFL.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alrighty. Next question.
You're sitting in an empty bar in a town you've never before visited, drinking Bacardi with a soft-spoken acquaintance you barely know. After an hour, a third individual walks into the tavern and sits by himself, and you ask your acquaintance who the new man is. Be careful of that guy, you are told. He is a man with a past. A few minutes later, a fourth person enters the bar. He also sits alone. You ask your acquaintance who the new individual is. Be careful of that guy too, he says. He is a man with no past. Which of these two people do you trust less?
Do I trust less?
Yeah.
What does no past mean?
It's like fucking Kyle XY. I don't know.
Like he just showed up out of nowhere? Blah, man.
Maybe he's unknown.
He has no history. You don't know him.
They
You
always-
don't.
So one guy
Don't
is
know what
well
he's
known,
capable
another
of.
guy is not.
One
known
guy
at
is
Yeah.
infamous. The other guy
Yeah.
is a ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
One guy is Jason Bourne. The other guy is Jack Reacher.
all. I don't fucking trust the guy I'm talking to who's telling me all this shit.
Break his neck and steal his money.
Why don't I trust either? So, but I have to. I have to put my
No,
trust.
you don't have to place your trust in him. Just which
Yeah,
one
you
you
have to-
trust less.
Yeah.
They always say go with the devil you know instead of the devil you
Yeah,
don't know.
I would
Yeah.
trust someone that I don't know anything about, where at least the other person at least knows something about.
Yeah, because then you can study their strengths and weaknesses. Like you can, like, you know what I mean?
I'm
Yeah, well,
going
if they're a
to-
murderer, at least I know they're a murderer.
Yeah.
The other person, like, I have no idea. They could be a murderer. They could be an Olympic sprinter. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to trust them.
Yeah,
I'm going
but I would
to
trust him less.
the guy with no past because that means he's from the future.
No,
And
no.
people in the future are generally
That's not the
more
question.
trustworthy.
That's not what it means.
He's just
That's not
fucking
at all.
around.
You-
If I had to choose, I would trust the person without a pass. I would trust him less.
I'm not trusting either one, but the one with no pass, I trust less.
Yes.
I would maybe listen to the other one a little more because I at least have maybe some.
I was like,
inkling.
why are we trusting
Wait,
this asshole?
what did
that
he
I'm
say
drinking-
about the second guy?
Be careful of that guy too, he says. He is a man with no past.
Let's say before that.
Why would he say be careful of that guy if that guy's past is unknown? Why be careful of him?
Because no one knows anything about him. He's a ghost.
So
Well,
there's a
it's-
guy
it's-
that I'm supposed to be careful of because we know what he's capable of.
He's
But
like-
a guy that we don't know anything about, I gotta be careful of him too. I'm not gonna just assume the guy who no one knows is a bad guy because I don't think that people are generally bad people. I think generally people are alright people. So I'm gonna go with the guy with no past because at least I don't know if he is bad, whereas I know the other guy is bad.
I would trust the guy less who I had less information on.
So it's not implying that you have to trust both of them or either one. It's just saying,
It's
who
saying
you
you have to trust
less.
less.
Yeah.
So
you
like-
don't
so
trust
I'm like,
either of
I
them.
don't trust either one of you, and I trust you even less, kind of thing.
I
You
mean,
know
it just
what
want. I mean, it's
I would trust the guy that I know is bad less.
like if any of them
Because
either
at
one-
least the guy that I don't know anything about has a chance of being good. The other guy, he's a known quantity. He is a bad person.
I mean, it's just a weird question because if someone's robbing the bank, and and then there's a situation where there was just the bank robber, a stranger, and me, and the stranger was like, "Hey, got my hand, I'll help you." Well, I don't trust you at all. I know this guy's bad. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
don't trust this my acquaintance that just narc on all these other guys.
yeah, I don't like it.
No, I
No,
don't like him. He's bad. Oh, but him,
snitches get
he's
you
bad too.
stitches, if you ask me.
Yeah. I don't trust myself in this. Why am I in this bar in this town? I don't know.
Drinking Bacardi
I don't trust anything.
like it's your fucking birthday. It's Aaron's birthday.
yeah, I'm gonna not trust. the
Next,
guy with
next
no
question.
past.
Next question.
Okay. So you trust the guy with a bad past more than the guy with no past.
At least I know something about him.
All right.
That's
all right.
bad, and he shouldn't be trusted.
This is the 18th question. You have won a prize. The prize has two options, and you can choose either, but not both.
Both.
The first option is a year in Europe with a monthly stipend
Stipend.
of $2,000.
Okay.
The second option is 10 minutes on the moon. Which option do you select?
Like,
Do I get a
assume
suit?
like perfectly controlled. I'm gonna be back and I'm gonna be fine, right?
Yeah,
They just
think.
instant transmission you there, and you don't have a suit, and you suffocate and
Yeah.
decompress.
So I get money and I'm in a foreign country or 10 minutes in the moon.
You get $2,000 a month
Yeah.
for a year in Europe,
Uh-huh.
or 10 minutes on the moon.
100% the moon. No question. I shouldn't even have to explain myself.
Oh, okay.
It's so fucking awesome. You're one of the few people that have ever set foot on the moon.
What if at the end of the
And you
10
get to
minutes
see Earth.
It doesn't say you
from
live
space.
after those 10 minutes, though.
It's implied.
Yeah, but it doesn't
No,
say
I'm
you
taking-
live after the year in Europe either.
I'm putting Calvin logic into this question.
Okay, I get you.
No, yeah.
You get to live longer in
I
Europe.
trust you less now.
I mean,
It is 10 minutes versus a year.
But it's 10 minutes of being able to see all that has ever existed. Every person that's ever existed is in this part of the field of view. You know what I'm saying? If I look there,
So the ones behind it.
well, but I can. They're still
But
in my
that's not
field
true.
of view.
There's been manned satellites that have been
Not
lost
people,
into
though.
deep space.
I'm talking about like everything I've ever known is right there. You know, that would be a cathartic and amazing moment, even for 10 minutes. Then what the hell I'm gonna be doing over in Europe?
Yeah,
$2,000 a month.
you'd be meeting people, making
Yeah, I
new
would say-
experiences, studying their cultures,
You'd be
like going to
comparing-
like Paris, going to all these places.
Doesn't matter. I'd rather be on the moon.
That's real history.
You'd
That's
have
real
one,
humanity.
you'd have one short minute or one short cool moment by yourself versus a year of whatever stories and adventures and
Sure.
stuff you could have.
But I got 10 minutes of seeing the cosmic realm, of seeing Earth like no other man, other than a few, have ever seen before.
I mean, for me, I'm married, so I'd do the moon just 'cause I couldn't be gone for a year. I wouldn't be in any YouTube videos if you fucked. You know what I'm saying?
what if we just assume that your wife would go with you?
I mean, you are
What
earning,
would I do with my wife?
you are earning a
Make
monthly
videos while it's a
stipend
vlog.
of
You do a vlog while
No,
you're
you
gone.
guys would do shit without me.
Yeah, but you're doing a vlog while you're gone, doing
Doing
shit
the
without
fucking
us.
Huh?
We'll be on the moon.
10 minutes.
On 10
What do you think people are gonna be watching? Fucking how many? What, 2 years or
A year.
A
1
year's
year.
worth of vlogs on fucking over and wherever.
Europe.
Or my 10 minutes of the moon. They're gonna be looking at the moon.
Probably
shit.
all the crazy shit Shane's getting into in Europe.
No, they're gonna be
Like,
like,
if
this
it'd be
fucker was
different.
on the moon.
If I'd have a family, I mean, yeah, I'd definitely go to Europe because it's a year. It'd be different if I was like on a space station for a year.
One of the most popular videos on the internet is Buzz Aldrin punching a reporter that comes up and says, "You know we're going to the moon," and Buzz Aldrin just punched him in the fucking face.
Is it a man or a girl?
I can do that my entire rest of my life.
punch,
Man.
punch people in the face?
Yeah.
You can still do
Because they
that.
know you were on the moon. I'm like, ah!
You can do that for a year
There's
in
my,
Europe.
There's my YouTube.
I'd go to
No one's going to be like, well, you didn't go to Europe. It's impossible.
What? No, I'm going to Europe though for a year. A
You do
year
that.
of fun adventures and
You do
That's what I'm
stories.
saying. Like, if
and-
I was single, I'd definitely go to Europe. I mean, I just think
I wouldn't. I can do any of that shit anytime I want to.
Europe
Yeah, why not?
for
you
a
done it
year.
What? I mean, what am I mean, I'm honestly missing something, right? I'll go and do it.
I mean,
You don't have to have fucking $2,000 to go enjoy Europe, right? Isn't that
$2,000
what,
a
isn't
month.
that,
a month
2,000
Isn't that what
US dollars.
isn't that what like most college students do after college? Is they go abroad and
with no money.
like backpack? Yeah, but they still have these amazing stories and stuff. But you know what they don't have? They don't have experience being on the moon.
for me, I think Europe would just have more defining. It would have more experiences. You know?
I mean,
Yeah.
shit. In a year, we might have commercial flights to the moon. We don't know.
No.
My thing is like
And you just wasted an entire.
maybe if I was like a
fucking
space
trip to
station.
Europe.
Well, if it was like a year on the moon with a space station, well,
Nope.
that'd be better.
I'm gonna spend a year in Europe, and then that's gonna happen. I'm gonna fly to the moon and spend like a month up at the moon and be like, look, I got both.
both.
I don't know, but
I don't know.
I think it's one. If it's one or the other, I'd still pick.
The moon would be something that not a lot of people have done.
Yeah,
Which
and
I,
that'd
I
be-
get that.
and that'd be
I
cool.
would pick the moon,
But I
just
think-
because it's a more unique thing, and I could always go to Europe.
I feel like the expenses of having a 1 year in Europe, like $2,000 a month, like are already paid for me and everything.
Yeah, but
I feel like
it's
I'd
not
have-
all. It's just you travel to Europe and you
I
get
know.
paid
I
$2,000 a
understand.
month,
I understand what it is.
but it's not all expenses paid.
That's not, I never said all.
He didn't
expenses
say that,
paid.
but he's
I
got
never-
$2,000 a month. You'll be
Yeah.
able to do a lot of cool
But you
shit.
just said like all your stuff is taken
I just
care
think
of
of the
and everything.
people.
All this, like, he just means like he doesn't have to worry.
That's
you
what I'm
know?
saying. Like for me, I think with the people I'd meet, the relationships I'd create, all the different things, and the structures. I would go I would go to. Man,
I would feel like all of those things would be dwarfed by just the
picture
sheer
of the earth.
the spirit. No, the fact. No, not at all. I think you're diminishing what being a man on the moon would feel like.
Yeah, but it doesn't say you're on the side of the moon that's facing Earth.
Well, fuck.
You could be on the
That's
dark
on the
side.
dark
of the moon.
side.
It's implied.
Well, then you're in the fucking terrible parts of Europe where they steal people and
Yeah, but
put them
I
in
mean,
the slave trade.
I've got
Good
a year.
luck.
You get $2,000, but you're a slave.
Liam Neeson
fuckboy.
be
I
looking
can
for you.
leave.
I think it's implied that you're anywhere you want on the moon.
During our year, we get killed. During your 10 minutes, your helmet cracks. We're all dead.
Yeah.
Just don't face plant on the moon. Don't scorpion your ass on the moon.
What was the astronaut that said that there was one point where he looked out the bulkhead and he saw the Earth from how far away, and he was like, I wish I could bring every world leader, every person that's ever had an argument or a fight or a fist fight, bring them up here and just point them out the window and just say, look at this shit. All of your shit is nothing compared to this. So I don't know. I feel like I'm going to take the experience of somebody that actually had something like that being on the moon for 10 minutes. I'm going to trust that what is going to change inside me is going to happen 10 minutes on the moon.
You think it's gonna disrupt homeostasis that much for you in 10 minutes?
Yeah.
That's cool. I wouldn't for me.
I think that if I spend the next 10 years making a lot of money,
I mean, you can't say
I
that
can
you
go
would
for
not.
a year and do that. But I don't think I'm ever going to be able to go to the moon.
I don't think that you can possibly say that you know for a fact that it would not change how you feel about life and your outlook and everything like that, because it's something that you have never experienced. You can't. It's incomprehensible unless you have experienced it. So I feel like I would.
But the
I would
accounts of
choose-
everybody that has experienced
Yes,
it's changed them
it
so
has
much.
changed them so much. Yeah, I would definitely choose the moon over something that millions of people experience every day.
That's attainable in
That's
your lifetime.
that is very easily attainable.
Well, I mean, it's relative. It's like the people in.
Well, it's
Of course,
not.
people
it's
who
not
live
really
there. Of course,
relative.
they experience it every day.
It's something
But if someone who's
that
who's lived in
millions of people do every day, nonstop, versus something that only people that you can count on 5 hands have done ever in the history of ever.
I mean, fuck, there's people that just live in Europe for $2,000. They just do that every day. That's their life.
Yeah.
I'm thinking over the course of the year, the moments I'll have over that year. Also, at the end of that year, you might not be living in my basement anymore.
I'm not living in your basement
I
now.
live on the fucking moon!
I'm just saying.
It'd be different if I was on the moon for a year. Yeah, I'm saying.
I wouldn't want to. I don't know if I'd want to.
I wouldn't want to spend a year on the
No,
moon.
that would be too much. I'm
10
just saying.
minutes would change my life. A year would be like, I'd probably go crazy.
I'm
and
thinking
start
of like
eating my own
the
shit or something.
stories, the moments, all that kind of stuff I'd have of a year in Europe, meeting people, doing things, and whatever else that I haven't gotten to do.
But you could
versus
do
10 minutes on the moon. I get
We don't.
what you're
Calvin,
saying, Calvin.
we agree with the moon,
I get
but
what you're saying.
we're not going to diminish as they were doing to our moon.
I'm not diminishing the moon. I'm fine with you guys going to the moon.
You're like, I wouldn't want to spend 10 minutes looking at. What did you say? Like 10 minutes looking at a fucking picture of the Earth. Who cares? I'm gonna fuck bitches. I'm gonna do all these drugs.
I want to do drugs.
Amsterdam.
Experience
I'm
to
not saying you
me.
guys are wrong. I'm just saying I feel like I'd go to Europe.
I don't always judge an experience by how unattainable it is. Yeah, I mean, the value of the experience. Yeah, I mean, like I'll probably never be able to go in a fucking high pressure submarine and go to the bottom of the Atlantic and look at the Titanic. But I would still, would probably rather go to the Galapagos Islands for a month instead of going to seeing the Titanic for 6 hours.
Yeah.
Even though the Titanic is a lot more unobtainable.
Yeah, I get
It's
you.
just because I'm looking at volume of experiences. You know what I mean? And the wide array of different experiences. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not a linear thing. The moon, you're sitting there. You're not gonna do much else, and that's great. I'm sure it's beautiful. But I'm looking at the Titanic. I'm just sitting in this little sub, looking at this thing that not a lot of people have seen. But if I'm in Europe, there's a million things I can do, and it's a year. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, if I scale down Europe, if I was there for 10 minutes and the moon for 10 minutes, I'd probably rather go to the moon, just because I just couldn't get enough experiences done in Europe in 10 minutes. You know what I mean? That's one thing I look at. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
the time.
For me, 100% unquestionably, it's 10 minutes on the moon.
Yeah. Ditto.
Is it my turn?
Yep.
I did
Okay.
18.
Aaron did the moon thing. Well, actually, he didn't do the moon thing.
No, fuck that. Fuck the moon. I'd do
Okay. Your best friend is taking a nap on the floor of your living room.
I'd slap him for $50. No, sorry.
Suddenly, you are faced with a bizarre existential problem. This friend is going to die unless you kick them as hard as you can in the ribcage. If you don't kick them while they slumber, they will never wake up. However, you can never explain this to your friend. If you later inform them that you did this to save their life, they will also die from that. So, you have to kick a sleeping friend in the ribs, and you can't tell them why. Since you cannot tell your friend the truth, What excuse will you fabricate to explain the seemingly inexplicable attack?
I said there's a fucking spider on there, like Home Alone. That's what I would say.
Well, yeah, but did you get it?
Did you get it?
I didn't get it.
Did I get it?
It just crawled away like, fuck! Ow, what happened? There's a spider. Where'd it go? I don't know. I lost it.
Don't move.
What if you tripped?
What are you
Could you
doing?
have tripped?
I would play it off like I was running through the room, and I was like,
And you didn't see him or something.
You have to kick them as hard as you can in
I mean,
the rib cage.
hard as you can. You
Oh, it
gotta
tripped!
you gotta get a running start, right? You running towards them.
As hard as you can.
swing your fucking foot at
It's
them,
like
and
you're
then
trying
you
to
just,
kill a horse.
Yeah, you just dive over them.
I'm having no shoes on. No shoes.
Yeah,
Using my bare
you're not
foot.
trying to break ribs or anything like that. You just have to kick them as hard as you can.
Or
As hard as you can.
I'm putting on. I have these like Boba Fett slippers that have like a big old fluffy head on them.
Yeah.
I'm putting that on.
You could do, but you still have to kick them as hard.
That's fine,
as
but
you
now there's a little bit of
possibly
cushion
can.
there.
Yeah,
So I'm
You're breaking a rib. I mean, you're
Maybe,
breaking some
but-
ribs.
maybe.
as long as
I've broken quite a few ribs.
I just don't want to pierce the lung.
Yeah,
I don't want to either.
Yeah.
But you have to kick them as hard as you can.
no
Yeah.
floating ribs.
Yeah, but I'm putting a pillow on my foot basically with that slipper.
I would say that.
What's the cutoff point for how much you can insulate your foot with cushion?
It's got to be like a shoe of some sort. It can't be like you put 3 pillows.
If I
wrapped
went
around
out and
the-
found a shoe that was like a pillow, and would I be allowed to use that shoe?
do you have to hit them right then or what? Like,
Yeah.
Or do you have to like?
They will die if you don't hit them.
They'll never wake
What
up.
if you're
right?
wearing what you're wearing now?
Like, can you wait like a week and then
Kill
come and
somebody.
kick them?
I feel bad for you guys.
Why would
I'm
you
wearing
wait?
Steel toe boots.
Huh?
Why are you waiting?
I don't know. Maybe you need some sleep, and I'll kick you later.
Wait, you want to rest up before you kick them as hard as you can?
No, I
Shouldn't
want
you do it while you're weary?
I want them to rest up.
I think that. What would my excuse be? I met a wizard that said that if you kick this guy as hard as you can, you get to go to the moon for 10 minutes.
A wizard
Yeah.
going back to the dollar,
Yeah.
making more.
And I imagine like
They will never believe that.
It doesn't matter if they don't believe it or not. It's not the
What if
original.
this ends your friendship?
if this okay. So
Well,
if
it's better
let's
than
say,
not
let's
to
say
live.
Shane
It's-
is my
it's-
best friend, and I kicked him as hard as I can. He's like, "What the fuck?" And I'd be like, "Shane, I can't tell you, but I had to do that."
I believe you.
He would believe me.
I believe you. I would attack.
Or you could
I
just,
would
or
attack
you could just
that.
tell him it's for all those fucking times you slap me in the face when I'm sleeping.
No,
and you pretend to be asleep.
All I'm
Hey,
s- all
he
I'm
had this coming.
All I'm saying that if I said, Shane, I can't tell you why I did it. Just know that I absolutely had to.
First, I would say this is having to do with one or two different situations, and you.
Like, no, it does not.
Okay, that's all right.
I would
had to.
say
I would attack you in a blind rage. I mean, initially.
I'm sure you would, but you'd be alive.
I would say you owe me one favor.
Let me die then.
Yeah, right. All right, well, I kicked you so he wouldn't die. Then he dies.
I feel like the bug on. Like I saw a black widow on him,
I saw a spider. Yeah, I saw a fucking spider.
like a poisonous spider. That
Some
could kill him.
creep-
So you weren't trying to, like, get it off me and then kill it. You were trying to smash it into my body and grind its poison by the force in which you kicked me.
I didn't really think about it. I should have thought about it.
I was
more.
afraid it would bite you and kill you. I had to get it gone now.
Like, can you imagine?
Why didn't you just fucking use your hand?
You imagine there's,
I ain't
you know,
touching it.
let's say there's a fly on his face. You know, I would usually be like, "There's a fly on your face, bud," rather than me being like, "Ah!" and hitting it, punching him as hard as I could. What the fuck? I'm like, "There's a fly on you. Would you take that?" You'd be like, "Why? Did you do that?"
I would not take the insect excuse.
But what if it was a poisonous insect on his face?
I have had poisonous insects crawl on me before.
We all have, I'm sure.
I'd rather have
mean,
poisonous
I
insects like
know
flicked
for
away
a fact.
and then killed, rather than like
Didn't you have a
smashed.
centipede come out of your pants?
Well, I had a centipede, but those are just slightly venomous. I know for a fact that I have had 2 black widow spiders crawl on my body.
So Calvin, would you rather die from that black widow spider or have me drop kick your chest?
I would drop
kick.
drop kick me.
Okay.
But I would want to know that there was a dead smashed black widow
Sure.
What if,
on
what
my
if-
shirt or on my chest
What if we
that you
missed?
crushed.
What
Then
if you
I
were-
would not fucking forgive you.
thinking of-
I was going to
I am your
die.
best friend.
I was probably gonna die, and you took your worst fucking shot as hard as you fucking could. It's like you swung a bat so hard and you missed the baseball so wildly, just because it was your one chance to hit the ball, rather than taking a bunt and at least getting a bounce off the bat.
A bunt wouldn't kill a spider. Sorry. One bunt's too weak.
No, but you're
bunt?
missing the
Too
point.
weak. Too weak of a bunt.
Yeah, right.
A baseball bat that you do this, hey, kill a spider.
Yeah, this
No.
would kill a
You
spider.
just hold it like this, and the spider runs
You
into
gotta
it.
move the force up to it.
You just go like this, and it runs into it.
The weight of it.
Dunk.
Like,
If-
you know,
if
so
The
it's
force
on-
of the butt is
okay.
actually the ball hitting the bat, not the bat
Yeah.
hitting the ball.
Yeah, so you gotta hold the bat and wait for the spider to run into the bat.
No,
but the
it would
spider
be like
is
the
on
ball
the
hitting
ball.
Spider.
Spider's on the ball.
Spider is on the ball,
You're
and
not
the ball
moving.
hits the bat.
You're not moving, Calvin. I can't just put my hand here and wait for you to just turn to kill a spider.
No, but you're missing the entire point of what I was trying to
You
say.
may be missing what I'm saying too, but okay.
No, I get what you're saying.
Okay.
You just
What's your point?
Fuck Europe.